Dr. Orloff, what risk factors influence whether uveal melanoma will spread?
So, yeah, I mean, I think you gave a great explanation of kind of what our concerns are, that despite primary treatment of the eye tumor, whether it's with plaque radiation, proton beam radiation, or even removal of the eye, the concern is, how I kind of describe it to patients is that some cells could have leaked out of the tumor in the eye before, it was definitively treated, before the plaque was placed, before the tumor was removed. And we really rely on a bunch of different types of information to try to gauge what someone's risk is. So I say, tumor size, so the stage of the tumor, whether or not it's affected certain parts of the eye, like the ciliary body, we know that increases the stage of some tumors. Whether or not it grew outside of the eye, so something called extraocular extension. So these are all kind of features of the tumor itself. And then there's a genetic risk. So at the time of plaque placement or a sample from the enucleated specimen, we can send it for different types of genetic testing. Some of that testing is called gene expression profiling, where they look at a variety of different genes in the tumor, and whether or not they're kind of upregulated or downregulated. It defines a class, and class one really tumors being kind of a lower risk or low metastatic potential tumor, and then class two being a higher risk or higher metastatic potential. So that's one way of looking at the genetic risk. The other is through chromosomes. Specifically, we look at chromosomes 3, 6, and 8. Chromosome 3 is kind of like the brake to a car, and chromosome 8 is like the accelerator. We call it a tumor suppressor and then an oncogene. And when you lose a brake, monosomy 3, so or loss of part of chromosome 3, and when you gain an accelerator, gain part of chromosome 8, AQ amplification is what we see. We think of, a car down a brake, gained an accelerator, going fast, higher risk. So again, it's really primary tumor features, size, location, and genetic risk, that are really the factors that influence whether or not a primary uveal melanoma, is likely to spread. And then based on that risk is how closely we follow patients.